What fighters take before fights just to survive? Okay, let's have a real talk. You see them on screen. They look like superheroes carved from granite. They walk out, muscles gleaming under the bright lights, with an aura of absolute invincibility. They absorb punches that would put a normal person in a coma. They get kicked in the head and keep moving forward. They perform feats of athleticism that seem to defy human biology. And we, the fans, eat it up. We call it heart, toughness, warrior spirit. But have you ever really thought about it? Have you ever watched a fighter take a devastating body shot that should have folded them in half, only to see them grit their teeth and throw a punch back? Have you ever wondered, deep down, how is that physically possible? The truth is, it often isn't. Not naturally, anyway. Most of us think the recipe for a fighter is simple. Train hard, eat clean, and have the guts to step into a cage. But that's the fairy tale they sell you. The reality is a gritty, painful, and deeply hidden secret. Many of them are relying on a chemical cocktail of extreme, dangerous, and sometimes downright bizarre substances just to make it through fight night in one piece. This isn't just about cheating. This is about survival. We're talking about painkillers that turn their bodies into numb puppets, secret concoctions that keep them conscious when they should be on the floor, and a constant, terrifying dance with substances that push them to the very edge. So, get ready. We're about to open the most secret part of a fighter's gym bag. This is the stuff nobody wants to talk about. Secret number 1. The painkiller facade. Fighting while your body is screaming. Let's start with something you probably have in your own medicine cabinet. An anti-inflammatory, like ibuprofen. You take a couple when you have a headache or sore back. Now imagine taking a dose so massive, it would make your doctor's hair stand on end. And you're not taking it because you're in pain yet. You're taking it to prevent yourself from feeling the pain that is about to come. This is the baseline for almost every fighter on the planet. In the days and hours leading up to a fight, many are loading their bodies with powerful prescription-grade anti-inflammatories and painkillers. Why? Because a training camp is brutal. By the time they get to fight week, everything hurts. Their shins are bruised, their knuckles are swollen, their back is screaming. They aren't coming in at 100%. They're probably closer to 50%, held together by tape and sheer will. But the pre-fight cocktail serves a much more dangerous purpose. It numbs them. Think about it this way. Pain is your body's alarm system. It's a signal that says, stop, something is broken. What these fighters are doing is turning off the fire alarm before they set the house on fire. When they're in the cage pumped full of these substances, they can't feel the damage they're taking in real time. That foot that just got checked by a kick, it might have a hairline fracture, but they can't feel it, so they keep putting weight on it. That arm that got twisted in a submission attempt, a ligament might have just torn, but the pain is dulled, so they keep fighting. It allows for those superhuman displays of toughness you see on TV. The fighter who walks through a leg kick that would have snapped your femur in two isn't just tougher than you. His body's warning system has been chemically shut down. The consequences are catastrophic. They turn minor injuries into career-ending ones. But in the short term, it gets them through the fight. The long-term damage is a problem for tomorrow. And we're not just talking about messed up joints. The constant, heavy use of these drugs destroys the lining of their stomachs, wrecks their kidneys, and puts immense strain on their livers. It's a deal with the devil. Trade your long-term health for the ability to perform for 15 minutes. It's a secret every fighter knows, but no one talks about. The real fight isn't just against their opponent. It's against their own body's instinct to survive. Secret number 2. The stimulant gamble. The rocket fuel and the inevitable crash. You know that feeling when you have one too many cups of coffee? The jitters, the racing heart? Now multiply that by 1,000. Welcome to the world of a fighter's pre-fight energy cocktail. The pressure of fight night is immense. The walkout in front of 20,000 screaming people is one of the most nerve-wracking experiences a human can go through. To combat this, and to ensure they explode out of the gate, many fighters turn to an insane amount of stimulants. We're not talking about a simple energy drink. We're talking about sketchy, unregulated pre-workout powders with names like Rage or Annihilation. They scoop massive amounts into a water bottle and chug it backstage. These things are loaded with enough caffeine to make a horse's heart explode, plus a cocktail of other stimulants like beta-alanine, which gives you that tingly skin feeling, and other borderline legal compounds. The goal is to create a chemical lightning bolt to the central nervous system. It jacks up their heart rate, floods their body with adrenaline, and gives them a feeling of invincible, explosive power for the first few minutes of the fight. But here's the dirty little secret. It's a gamble. It's a rocket fuel that burns out fast. Ever hear commentators talk about a fighter gassing out? Sometimes it's bad cardio, but often it's something called an adrenal dump or a stimulant crash. Their body, which has been artificially jacked up to an unsustainable level, simply gives out. The rocket runs out of fuel. Suddenly, in the middle of the second round, their limbs feel like they're filled with cement. Their reaction time slows, and they feel a level of exhaustion that is bone-deep and terrifying. They are literally running on fumes, and their opponent can see it in their eyes. This is when the most brutal knockouts happen. They take this insane risk because the first round is often the most important. They need to be sharp, explosive, and aggressive. But the price they pay is they're walking a chemical tightrope. If the fight goes longer than they planned, the very thing they took to give them an edge becomes their biggest enemy.